So I love the study of relationships. I'm actually right now pursuing a master's degree at Pepperdine for marriage and family therapy. So I
so
love all
wonderful.
things relationships.
Nice.
But I study relationships from a standpoint of love, and the standpoint that the book and that the movie take is more like this is war.
Right.
Is love war? Is dating war? What's your take on that?
Wow, that was really interesting question.
I don't know if it. I mean, yeah, there is a sense of that. I think that, but that's kind of more of the comedy in it. I feel like you do need to kind of understand the other sex as much as possible, because how you perceive something may not be how they intended it, or how you give off something and the way they're taking it may not be what you meant. And so I think it's good because it's very. The book is incredibly insightful, and I think the movie is very insightful. So
I did read the book and went through a whole study with a book club and found a lot of it very insightful. A lot of it actually mirrored a lot of what Dr. Laura was saying. One of the things that I learned the most, I think, was, though they said it differently, if you demand respect, you'll get respect. If you put it out there, then you'll get it. I want to know, did you guys read the book? If so, did you apply it? And if so, what did you find to be helpful?
I mean, I read the book with a group of my girlfriends, more as a joke initially, because we'd seen Steve on all the shows. And so we got drunk and we did an interpretive reading of the book.
Love it!
And there was a lot of us who've been through, all kinds of crazy relationships and divorces, that we've learned a lot of the stuff in the book along the way. And then there were some people that were like, oh.
Yeah.
And, taking notes, and you're like, oh, Lord, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know?
So you thought
Yeah.
that's why you haven't met the parents, because you're a dingbat. But so I think for some, they just didn't know.
Yeah.
Just didn't know.
What was the most fun thing about this movie for you?
You know what? It was fun to work with my friends. It was really fun to go to work. Some people I knew didn't know 100%, didn't know a lot. I knew Megan, but not well. Just getting to know her during the process. I think that was really fun. It was nice. It wasn't it wasn't weighted. It wasn't heavy. I think we would go to work and laugh. And
one of the themes that was brought up in the book and in the movie that I thought was really interesting, even though Taraji's not here because she sort of played that storyline, was the idea that if you are successful, it is harder to find somebody, especially where women are making so much more money right now on average than men are. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like you can find someone? Do you feel like our standards are too high? What are your thoughts?
I liked Steve's advice in the book about that, saying that does he have to make as much as you have, as you do? And yes, you can find someone wonderful. Does it mean they have to be on par in every single area? I don't, maybe that might be specific, but, Gabrielle talked about, and so did Megan earlier, like common goals. That's maybe having that is most important.
I definitely think that's the most valuable thing, is having the same values and moral system and, common goals. I don't think it matters if you guys make the same amount of money or any of that kind of stuff.
As long as you make enough money to sustain your standard of living, that's cool. It doesn't always. You don't have to have the same number, in your bank accounts, provided you have the same, values, and you're living within, your
Means.
within your means, and you're not jealous or uncomfortable when I live by my means. So I don't mind going out, to a restaurant that you can afford, but don't mind that if I take you out to a restaurant that I can afford, because if we're supposed to be both down for each other, it shouldn't be a problem. That's where I found that, if there's an inequity in the relationship, financial inequity in the relationship, it can cause more problems in terms of resentment going either way. A man feeling like because they're not on your level financially, I'm going to bring you down by making you feel less than, by maybe cheating or lying or being demeaning. So you have to, if there's going to be any kind of inequity, there has to be parity in the value system and in the treatment of each other and in the respect for the difference.
I would agree with that. I am unfortunately being wrapped, though I could talk to you guys all day. Thank you so much. I loved the movie. Well done.
Thank you.